Hey, good afternoon to you. This is Friday afternoon. Thanks for joining me real quick on the weather spot. Just going to do a little stream because we have a weekend of severe weather outlooks to be talking about. Again, sticking to my theory that it is not a washout weekend. There will be time to be outside and when it's okay to be outside, but there is time to be weather aware tonight, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to go through it one step at a time, including the tornado parameters, which is going to tell us about the tornado risk, which is low, but it's not zero. So let's go ahead and put some time frames on things. This is what is getting started this afternoon. So just watching, because we have to look way, way out west to see what is coming. And if you were watching with me last night, it's a little bit of a repeat. I'm looking out here in Colorado right now, and all of the counties that are outlined there in the yellow are already under a tornado watch. And then as we move over here into Kansas, you can see just barely there, outlined in green, we already have a flood watch. So they know what's coming. What is starting out there in Colorado right now, we have one little cell already kicking off, and all of these little circles here, these are all of the storm chasers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them already parked out there, ready to track all this activity tonight as it moves. It's going to move to the east and off to the south, back into the panhandle of Oklahoma and Texas once again. But we are going to have a brush with incoming weather tonight and through the weekend. You know, by and large, I think we stay on the periphery of it. But as these severe weather outlooks are going to show you, I don't think we will miss all of it. So here is the severe weather outlook for today, Friday, June 6th, showing a 2 out of 5 in the yellow, picking up Joplin and then kind of dipping down. Storms will pick up and move eastward. And actually starting this evening, you'll be able to see it when I take you through it. There are a few little clusters, possibly over south of Jefferson City, Rolla. And so all of this area going to be in the 1 out of 5 or 2 out of 5. That's marginal or slight risk as we move through the rest of the afternoon and the evening. Tornado outlook, again, not zero, a little bit higher over there towards the Missouri boot heel. They're picking up a 9% probability of tornado this overnight. The rest of it's going to be down in that 2 to 4. So again, you know, we're just watching for those small, discrete, strong cells, and there's just a few of them popping up on data. Show you that coming up. Moving into Saturday, here's what we have to begin your weekend. Saturday, June 7th is going to start with a 2 out of 5 in the yellow. The slight risk picking up, looks like Cass County, just a little bit of the eastern. Same thing in Bates County, just a little bit more. Then picking up all of Henry and mostly central Missouri, looking at a severe Saturday weather outlook. And tornado, again, 2 to 4 on the low end. Bigger activity going to be down south of us for tornado outlook, but we'll go through that. I think we're talking about wind, damaging winds once again, and also hail in some of these storms, especially if they're elevated. So potentially large hail. They had huge hail, baseball size hail in those storms last night, which were taking the same shape as what I just showed you starting off out in Colorado. Looking towards Sunday, we're not immune from it all weekend. A slight risk again, covering a little piece of southeast Kansas. Significant piece, picking up more into west central Missouri there, this time covering almost all of Cass County there in Bates County. And again, central Missouri for sure, headed over to St. Louis this time. That's the severe weather outlook. So like I say, there's one to pay attention to all 3 days, including today and tonight of this weekend. Here is how things go data-wise. There is stuff kicking off. I've sped things up to about 7 p.m., where I think we have some stronger clustering of cells just starting out in western Kansas. Not much for us to worry about. I see some small stuff that could be robust given instability. Things have heated up this afternoon. These should be over here south of Columbia. These could be strong little cells, and I think that's what's picking up on that severe weather outlook. But here we go, moving over into the evening now. This would be about 1 a.m. Same thing as last night. All of this southern Kansas, south central Kansas, working its way that way with some very strong, robust storms. Look what sets up into Oklahoma. This is now about 3 a.m. So here I am at about 4 a.m. when I think east central Kansas starts to pick up some thunderstorm activity. Looking at you guys out at Emporia, Madison, Eureka, this should all stay south of Lawrence over on the Kansas side. So this is very early morning hours of Saturday. West central Missouri, not seeing too much here until this is about 6 a.m. when I think we just have some light showers, possibly some embedded thunderstorms though, down around Fort Scott, Eldo, Lamar, Pittsburgh, headed down towards Joplin. These are going to work their way off to the east, right? So Springfield once again, and I think we'll be talking about some thunderstorms Saturday morning. I'm up to about 7 a.m. looking at you guys around Pittsburgh, Lamar, headed off towards Greenfield, Bolivar, Buffalo, probably. So there starts your Saturday. But look with me out to the west of Kansas City a little bit later on. Now I'm up to about 9 a.m. when I think we have thunderstorms moving along the I-70 corridor, dropping down south of Topeka. These are eventually going to move in here towards the Kansas City area. So this is about noon. This is lunchtime on Saturday when I think we have thunderstorms all over Kansas City. Perhaps they're down here on the I-35 corridor again, moving towards Paola, starting to move over here towards the Warrensburg area. So this is what starts to take shape on Saturday afternoon. These can be very strong little cells. We are talking about strong damaging winds and large hail. Can't rule out those tornado threats either, as you saw on the outlook. So moving through Saturday, then Saturday clears out, headed into the overnight. We have a few little thunderstorms down south, possibly around Joplin. This is around 7 p.m. on Saturday, but I think by and large we stay clear. Going ahead and moving through the data for Saturday, I want to go ahead and put up Sunday afternoon. Here's that severe weather outlook. We don't have high-res data to go through just yet. We'll be able to look at that first thing in the morning. But I do see one strong cluster of thunderstorms that probably is a line of thunderstorms picking up, I'm going to say between 1 and 4 in the afternoon hours of Sunday. And I do see strong instability perhaps. We'll just have to watch again with that daytime heating, but I do expect these to be robust thunderstorms moving through. So multiple hazards for severe weather on Sunday, strong winds and hail. We can't rule out that tornado threat, though, if storms are more linear. Hopefully we would have less of that. So again, starting with tonight, lasting all the way through Sunday, see how there's just these specific time frames to be aware of. But something I want to go through on here that I don't normally is significant tornado parameter. And this is just helping me predict where it is most likely that those supercells will find an environment that would lend itself to tornadoes, especially the long tracking tornadoes. So as I go through tonight, I'm up to about 9 p.m. You can see why everybody's parked out there, right? In Kansas, right? Moving down towards the Oklahoma Panhandle, Texas Panhandle as well. You can see why that is. So I want to point out that, the majority of this tornadic activity really stays in Oklahoma, but you can see that, throughout the weekend, picking up now Saturday evening, here we go again towards Sunday. Looking at that Sunday stuff, this is a scale of 1 to 10, right? So obviously our red stuff is picking up at about 5, 6, 7, right? But the green stuff there, the green and the yellow, we all stay in the 1s with the occasional 2 all weekend. So that means we just can't rule it out. There's our Sunday afternoon when we do pick up a little bit of a significant tornado parameter. Again, it is low. I think this is going to be like a 2 on the scale of 1 to 10. So it's just something to be aware of. It's why you don't see me talking a whole lot more about it than that. Those numbers are low, but we do see quick spin ups of small tornadoes. We saw one just the other evening when we have low numbers like this. And so I hope that helps you understand the data. I don't think it's a major panic, but we will keep an eye out, especially if we see those smaller discrete cells. That's what we'll be watching for. Temperature trend, if you're outside dodging these, all in all, it's a pretty nice weekend. I'm expecting mid 70s. There is a little warm up that comes along. So here's your Saturday temperatures, peaking out at about 74 to 78 across east central Kansas, west central Missouri. Out in central Kansas, you guys are going to breach into the 80s, looking at some 83s out there towards central Kansas. Looking towards your Sunday temperatures, there's a cold front that's going to push in. I'm going to show you that in just a second, and that's going to bring the possibility for those afternoon storms. And so as that settles in for the afternoon, you can see it best, I think, on temperature numerical here. So I think you guys are in the 70s up in northern Missouri, kind of split into the 80s, mid 80s, possibly down around Fort Scott, and Nevada might see 84 for your Sunday. There's that cold front. This is the Saturday morning surface chart. You can see where we're going to be able to see that cold front coming. We'll be able to see what is moving in from the the northwest as that cold front sags, looking to be here on Sunday afternoon. And so Monday temperatures, when all is said and done, behind the cold front, not going to be rebounding too terribly quick. I'm looking at a high of 78, 79 through most of east central Kansas, west central Missouri, maybe 80 down on the southern edge. So that is the forecast. We have points to watch for severe weather. By and large, when you're not under a thunderstorm, it's a weekend about in the 70s, but just be knowing those time frames. And we'll be putting finer points on that as we go through it. So just wanted to let you know it's a weekend to be weather aware. Still expecting calmer weather and back into the 80s next week. We have that to look forward to. So that's my afternoon update. I appreciate you being with me. Catch you next time.